Welcome to another episode of the Shop Walk. Today is August 29th, and I'm looking forward to showing you a few updates as to what's going on here over in the shop at Iconic Motorbikes. We're gonna start in Steve's Bay, but Steve's not here today. Steve is actually over in Rhode Island at Iconic East with my business partner Adam, and they're welcoming a collection of 5 to 7 race bikes. So Steve's over there gonna do some safety inspections and that kind of thing, and we'll get those up on the auction site pretty soon. Steve's working on this Ducati 900 SD, and yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be sitting for a little bit until Steve gets back, but we'll have updates for you soon on that, I'm sure. Speaking of safety inspections, that's what Ollie is doing here as well. This is a 2015 Yamaha R1, which has been turned into a track bike. We have a bit of history on this one. The original owner was a lady in Burbank, which is nearby. She put a bunch of street miles on it. She sold it to a client of ours independently, who then turned it into a track bike. And I'll tell you what, if you could, I'm trying to think what's easy. If you can come around on this side slightly, you will see that it's got the track bodywork's got a livery inspired by the 1998 bike, which I've always loved. It's like, it says YZF, as in YZF R1, but it's inspired by Japanese kanji. And so that's always been a fan favorite there from a paint job standpoint. But obviously aftermarket track bodywork. So this client had it for a while, sold it on our auction site in 21, and it went up to a client of ours in Oregon, and now, you know, he's done with track days. He's putting up on our auction site. So this will be going up on the site soon. It's got about 16,000 something miles, and the battery was dead. Ollie was kind enough to hook up a battery booster. Would you mind firing this up, sir? Ah, there you go. Perfect, thank you very much. So I gotta say, I mean, again, 2015 is the first year of the bike. They were known for having transmission issues, but we did look up the VIN in the NHTSA database, and it shows no open recalls. So in the past, the transmission has been taken care of on this. It's got RNG sliders, the protection on the engine, and a few other parts, plus frame sliders and that kind of thing. So if you're looking for, I wouldn't say an entry-level track bike, because it's still a fairly modern leader bike, but if you're looking to get into track bikes with a track days, I should say, with a leader bike, this is gonna be a pretty good option. That'll be up on the auction site fairly soon. Yanni's busy at work. We're gonna come back to him. I'm gonna instead show you some other stuff over here first. We got in Angel's Bay. Angel's out today. It's his usual day off, because if someone's been here for a while, we offer 410 scheduling. It's one of the perks for working here at Iconic. So today's Angel's day off, and I don't mean to put him on the spot when he's gone, but he's got a couple of cool Ducatis here, both here for service work, not for sale. This Street Fighter's got a lot of custom parts on it. I'm gonna actually move this. Angel clearly just put it here to keep it out of the way of everyone else, but I want you guys to see the bike. This is someone, it's a client of ours, and he's just had a habit. Anytime he's had something fail over the years, he just replaces it with an upgrade, which is why it's got carbon fiber everywhere, including the airbox here, this tail section. The wheels are carbon fiber. Are they Rotoboxes or BSCs? They look like Rotobox boosts. Yeah, there's a staggering amount of carbon fiber on this bike. Very, very cool, but unfortunately I cannot fire it up for you right now. We've also got this Ducati Monster S4 RS. It's the Testastretta motor, which is what they had in the Superbike at the time. And this white with the red stripe paint job, fairly hard to find nowadays, pretty desirable. So again, this one not for sale, but very cool client of ours has this. And the S4 RS models had a bunch of upgrades. You've got the Brembo calipers, you've got the Öhlins forks, and the white wheels really set it off. So a couple of cool Ducatis there. Swinging around here, this is Ducati powered, Bimota Tessi 3D. We've talked about this in other shop walks, and I'll tell you what, I'll save that, more details on that for a future shop walk later this week. But I do want to wrap things up over here with the good Sir Yanni. You just rolled this up. What are you doing in this bike?
Installing some aftermarket turn signals.
Installing aftermarket turn signals. These are the tiniest turn signals I think I've ever seen. Wow, okay. Who makes these, do you know?
I don't know. Daniel made this.
Oh, so in-house, we 3D printed this mount. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that until right now. So yeah, the tiny bullet style turn signals, but then Daniel, our shop manager, has the ability to 3D print things from home. So for custom stuff like this, he's able to do that. Very cool. All right. So there you go, Ducati GT1000 with Termi pipes. We also have this Vespa here. So the thing with the Vespa This originally came to us because a transporter, so the owner of this is here at the airport with us, really great guy. He bought this from an auction, I don't know, a few years back in Monterey or Pebble Beach or something like that. So at some point when the transporter took it to his house, unfortunately the bars got bent or they got over tightened or whatever it was. They were misaligned. So if the bars were straight, then the wheel was something at like a 30-degree angle. It was kind of a disaster. So Yanni was able to fix that. They sent it over here for him to take care of that. And then after that happened, the owner said, hey, can you, make it run? The bike, he was told that the bike had been restored. But unfortunately, this is where I get to rant for a little bit, just because here at Iconic, we get a lot of people that submit bikes, and you see things in the submission forms that don't really, they don't really tell you anything. Oh, it just had a major service. Well, what does that really mean? Oh, it ran when parked. Everyone hears that. What does that mean? And one of the worst things is, oh yeah, it was restored. Well, just saying restored doesn't mean anything. We need to know the work that was actually done. And this is, unfortunately, kind of one of those examples. So this person, our buddy, bought this because he was told it had been fully restored. So that's the phrase that everyone likes to use. And definitely, like, from 10 feet, or what do you want to call it, cosmetic, it's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful, beautiful scooter. If you can come up here, Riff. One of the things I love about this generation, Vespa called this the Faso Baro. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that horribly, but that's Italian for low headlight. Because normally you think Vespas and they got the headlights up here, but this was a distinct style they had, and I really adore that. Plus you got the single-sided front end, which always looks great. But as you come around, you can see that, okay, yes, it was restored. It's been painted, that kind of thing, but whoever did it, left, like, in certain spaces where they didn't think anyone would see, I guess, they just left the primer, which is kind of a bummer and fairly lazy. You can see the same thing down here. And you can see the same thing as you walk around over to the engine cover, where you'd have to look up though. But like, yeah, they just left it in this primer and on here on the hinges. It's just, I don't know. Maybe the word is lazy on it, but it's just kind of a bummer, especially because the person did spend quite a lot of money on this. Okay, fine. That's all. The cosmetics are one thing, but they asked Johnny to make it a runner, and he tried to fire it up. It wouldn't start. So okay, you need 3 things to run a bike. What do you need? Spark, power, and gas, right? Well, okay, you start with taking out the spark plug. Yanni takes out the spark plug, and as you can see here, whoever did the restoration work cross-threaded the spark plug. And so all these shavings came out, and now we're gonna have to get in there with, well, I say we, Yanni's gonna have to get in there with some time cert to get that fixed. So I guess, we see a lot of bikes that are misrepresented, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. It's just, there's honest mistakes for sure, but just because someone says, hey, it's been restored, please ask questions. Please get clarification as to what that means. And just because someone, painted it doesn't mean it's a restoration. But it's okay. Yanni's gonna get this thing back on the road, and hopefully we'll be able to show you a test ride video of it sometime soon. So that's it for today's shop walk. We'll see you tomorrow.